Hello and welcome along to another video. Today's video is all about cuttings and in particular I'm going to show you my easy three-step method of taking cuttings. The plant in particular will be the Salvia Amistad, a really simple way. Number one will be the traditional way of taking a cutting and then inserting it into compost or soil or something like that. And the second method is a really good way to encourage children to get involved with gardening, or for beginners or for newbies, and that is to place the cutting in water. Both work well. There are certain plants that I always root into water, such as fuchsias, but you can do it with most plants at this time of year. Cuttings taken now until the end of September are softwood cuttings. After September there'll be hardwood cuttings. Now I like to take softwood cuttings at this time of year because if for whatever reason or another they don't take, or they sort of rot off or something like that, you've also got September in which you can take some more cuttings. So let's get started. First things first, what we've got to do is find suitable cutting material, and what I mean by that is we're looking for side shoots that don't have flowers on them, that are about 3 to 6 inches long. They make suitable cuttings. And if we look at this Salvia Amistad here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 suitable cuttings there. Even we've got another one there which is 5. So I'm going to take all 5 cuttings from this one particular stalk here. Right, so I'm going to make a cut down here, and it's a sort of angled cut. So here we go, we've got the cuttings material here. Number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now that's made the stalk a little bit bare, but I'm going to leave that one on, so that will be fine. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 Salvia Amistad cuttings. Right, let's go down to the... So we now have our 4 cuttings material. I'll just put those over to one side for now. This is the compost, or the mix, that I'll be putting the cuttings into. Now this is made up of regular compost, a little bit of low nutrient compost, a little bit of vermiculite and a little bit of gritty sand. So I'll just fill up the pot. Right, we've now got our cuttings, we've now got our cuttings mix, which hopefully the cuttings will root into. Now this is the part of the process which generates sort of mixed feelings, because you can just shove the cuttings in there and there's a good possibility that they might actually take. But what I like to use is hormone rooting powder. It's not essential, but it certainly helps, I think, get the things to root. So we've got 4. I'll just use the dibber on the... That's it. Right, so now we're actually going to take the cuttings. So when we talk about cut it just below a leaf node or a node, this is what we mean by a node. It's the junction on the main stem where the leaves come out and also where the cuttings come out. So we'll make a cut there, and then we'll tidy up by taking that leaf off, that leaf off. So now we've got our 2 cuttings. So I'll just pull that away there, pull that away there, and then we have 2 slightly smaller ones there. So again, another cut just below the leaf node. Take off that leaf, take off that leaf, pull that away and pull that away. So now we have 2 short ones and 2 long cuttings. What I'm now going to do is make them both around about this size here. So again, a little cut just below the leaf node, off, and those 2 little shoots. So that is where the roots will form, and that is where they will start to root in the in the pot. So once again, just below a leaf node, take it off there, and then that's our second one. Now these ones are a little bit too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one off there, take off the, use that one, and the same with this one here, off there, trim them back. Now what I'm actually going to do now is to actually take off these two leaves and those two, because what we want is the energy of the plant to go into forming roots and not into forming new flowers. So if we have too many shoots on the stem, the plant will want to produce flowers, and we want it to produce roots. So there we go, 4 softwood cuttings of Salvia Amistad. Right, really simple process. Dip the stalk into some rooting powder, into the hole, into rooting powder, into the hole. And same with that one. Same with that one. What we now have to do is to just firm in with our finger, just firm in the compost around the cutting. So we'll firm it in like that, firm it in like that. Have a few drips and dribbles. So there we have 4 Salvia Amistad cuttings. Now I'll give those a couple of weeks in which to form roots. That should be long enough, and then I'll leave them for about 6 weeks, and I'll just check the bottom of the pot, because what you find is that the roots will start to appear at the bottom of the pot there. Now that's the more traditional method of taking cuttings, softwood cuttings. The second method I'm about to show you is really as simple as taking cuttings. So we go back to the plant, we find some more suitable cuttings material, we cut below a leaf node, we then trim off any excess leaves and shoots, and just place those 4 cuttings into water, and we wait about the same amount of time. Now planting into water is, as I said earlier in the introduction, it's really good for children, because you can actually see the roots forming, and there'll be a little bit of a focal point each day so that they can go along and see how the roots are doing. Now I would advise you to change the water every 2 days. Completely tip all the water out, put fresh water in, and it doesn't need to be anything special water. It can be straight from the tap. So wherever you live in the country, north of England it would be nice and soft. Down here in the West Country it would be hard as nails. It doesn't matter. The roots will root into whatever water you've got. Okay, so I've been back to the parent plant, and I've taken 4 more cuttings, and I've got a nice little vase of tap water, and I simply place them in like that. There's 2, 3, unruly, they're all a bit sticky actually, and number 4. Try and keep the leaves out of the water, because they do tend to make it go a little bit slimy. So there we are, 4 cuttings the traditional way into compost with a little bit of grit, and 4 into water. Well, that's it then for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really good time of year to start taking softwood cuttings, which is about the middle of August. You could wait until towards the end of the summer. I like to get them rooted and into small pots and established in that pot before it gets too dark, and before we lose a lot of light, and before we lose this marvelous heat that we've all got. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.